Hello, melodic eaters, and welcome back to Melodic Bites, the podcast where your taste buds and eardrums dance together. I'm your host, Matthew Jeans, and today we're mixing the zesty world of cooking with the jazzy beats of bebop. We'll be diving into the colorful world of the Bebop Bean Salad. Man, I don't know if I could say that several times in a row, but it's a dish that not only tantalizes your palate, but also swings to the rhythm of jazz. And you can find it over on my blog at melodiceats.com. Our culinary start today is no ordinary salad. It's a vibrant mix of beans, veggies, and spices inspired by the energy and improvisation of bebop jazz. And speaking of bebop, we'll pair this dish with the classic Salt Peanuts by the legendary Dizzy Gillespie. It's going to be a delicious and melodious journey, folks, so grab your apron and your dancing shoes and let's get started. Alright, listeners, so let's dive into the colorful world of the Bebop Bean Salad. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a salad, what's so special about it? Oh, but it's not just any salad, it's a jazz symphony in a bowl. First, let's look at its ensemble of ingredients. It's a variety of beans, bell peppers, onions, and that zingy dressing. It's like a band where each member brings their own flavor to the table, quite literally. But hey, beans weren't always the star of the kitchen. Did you know that in ancient times, beans were actually used as a currency? So imagine buying a chariot with a sack of chickpeas. And in some cultures, they were considered sacred or even magical. Remember Jack and the Beanstalk? Yeah, those beans were definitely up to something. Fast forward to today, beans are a staple in kitchens worldwide, jazzing up everything from salads to stews. And in our Bebop Bean Salad, they bring a harmony of textures and flavors, creating a culinary masterpiece. But enough bean history, let's talk about how this dish grooves with bebop. Let's step back in time in a world where jazz notes flew through the air like culinary aromas in a bustling kitchen. Welcome to the 1940s, a pivotal era for jazz, which with the emergence of bebop, this wasn't just music, it was a language of its own. Bebop broke away from the danceable rhythms of big band music, venturing into uncharted territories with wild solos and intricate melodies. Imagine a dish where every ingredient is bold enough to stand on its own, yet together they create a symphony of flavors. That's bebop in a nutshell. At the center of this musical whirlwind was Dizzy Gillespie, a man whose trumpet was his voice and whose puffed cheeks became an iconic symbol of jazz. Dizzy, along with the geniuses like Charlie Parker and Thelonious Monk, transformed jazz into an art form that celebrated spontaneity and technical prowess. Their music was like an impromptu recipe, a dash of this, a sprinkle of that, all coming together into a delightful surprise. Now think of Salt Peanuts, one of Gillespie's most famous tracks. It's playful, quirky, and full of surprises. Akin to tossing a salad with a variety of textures and flavors, the song's unpredictable nature mirrors the way we can experiment in the kitchen. Just as a bebop musician might suddenly change the tempo or key, a chef might add an unexpected spice or a new ingredient to a dish. But bebop was more than just a style. It was a reflection of the times. In an era of social and political change, bebop was a form of expression for African American musicians, a way to assert their creativity and individuality in a segregated society. It was bold, it was rebellious in all the right ways, and it resonated with people's desire for change. In a way, cooking can be similar. It's a form of that same type of expression, a way to break free from traditional recipes and norms and to create something that is uniquely yours. When Dizzy Gillespie played, each note was meticulously chosen yet effortlessly delivered, like an expert chef knowing just the right amount of each ingredient to add. His music wasn't just heard, it was felt, and that's what cooking is about too. It's not about following the recipe as much as it is about putting your heart into it, feeling each flavor, and seeing how it all comes together. Transitioning from the dizzying heights of bebop jazz, let's blend those rhythmic beats with our star dish today, the Bebop Bean Salad. This segment is all about finding the symphony in our salad bowl, much like the harmonious chaos of a bebop tune. So let's start with the basics of bebop. It's characterized by fast tempos, complex chord progressions, and the art of improvisation. Each musician in a bebop ensemble plays a crucial role, similar to how every ingredient in our salad contributes to the final taste. The drummer's rhythm keeps the band together, much like the beans in our salad provide a hearty base grounding the other flavors. Then there's the role of improvisation, a key element in both bebop and cooking. Like a bebop musician might suddenly take the melody on an unexpected turn, A chef can get creative, adding a new ingredient or tweaking the dressing, making each iteration of the salad a truly unique experience. Now let's talk about Dizzy Gillespie's Salt Peanuts. This song is playful, a bit nutty, and utterly engaging. It's not about the notes played as much as it is about the spaces between them, the timing, and the interaction between musicians. Similarly, in our Bebop Bean Salad, it's not about the individual flavors, but how they come together. The crunch of the bell peppers, the sharpness of the onions, and the zest of the dressing. In Salt Peanuts, Gillespie's trumpet takes the lead with its vibrant and bold tones, setting the stage for the rest of the band. In our salad, think of the dressing as the trumpet. It's what first hits your taste buds, setting the tone for the delightful medley of flavors to follow. So bebop isn't primarily about the soloist, it's about the collaboration between the musicians. The way Gillespie's trumpet dialogues with the piano, bass, and drums is akin to how different textures and flavors in our salad interact. Each bite is like a new measure in a bebop tune, offering a different experience, a different, combination of flavors and textures. So the essence of bebop lies in its ability to evoke emotions and tell a story. Each performance is a new narrative, filled with highs and lows, much like how each bite of our salad tells a story of flavors, from the earthy beans to the tangy dressing. So in essence, the Bebop Bean Salad is a culinary representation of the spirit of bebop jazz. It's playful, unexpected, and it's a delightful harmony of flavors and textures, much like the notes of salt peanuts dancing through the air. Let's take a moment to delve into the artistry behind composing a dish and a piece of music. Both cooking and music rely on a delicate balance of elements to create something that resonates with the audience, whether it's a diner or a listener. And in cooking, particularly when crafting a dish like the Bebop Bean Salad, the balance of flavors is key. The culinary world has its own set of notes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. A skilled chef, much like a seasoned musician, knows how to combine these flavors to create a dish that is harmonious and pleasing to the palate. Each ingredient in our salad, from the crispness of the peppers to the creaminess of the beans, plays a vital role. They come together to form a complex flavor profile where no single taste overshadows the others. Now let's parallel this with bebop music. Bebop is renowned for its intricate melodies and harmonies. It's a genre where each note, whether played by the trumpet, saxophone, piano, or drums, matters. The musicians must be in tune with each other, ensuring that their individual contributions complement the overall piece. This is much like how in cooking, the combination of ingredients must be carefully considered to ensure that each flavor complements the others, rather than overpowering them. In both bebop and cooking, there's also a significant emphasis on texture and rhythm. The texture in food can be likened to the rhythm in music. The way crispy vegetables contrast with the soft beans in our bean salad can be compared to the interplay between the rhythmic drum patterns and the smooth flow of saxophone or piano in a bebop tune. It's about finding the right balance, creating a rhythm that makes the experience enjoyable and memorable. Moreover, both cooking and music composition are about telling a story and evoking emotions. A well-composed dish can transport you to different places, evoke memories, or even create new ones. Similarly, a piece of music, especially something that's as dynamic and expressive as bebop, can take you on an emotional journey conveying feelings without words. The process of creating a dish like the Bebop Bean Salad and composing a bebop tune involves a deep understanding of balance, harmony, and emotion. It's about blending different elements in a way that they speak to each other and to the person experiencing them, whether it's through taste or sound. And lastly, if you don't know me, this is something I'm going to maybe try to start incorporating a little bit here and there in my podcast episodes. I want to explore the health benefits of these dishes whenever I talk about a particular dish. And that's just because, if you know me well, I have a PhD in nutritional sciences and I'm all about pushing health out there. I had someone reach out to me about one of my recipes. It was my rosemary and garlic biscuits, which is what the episode last week was on. And they were talking about how it's a lot of shortening and butter. And, I have a PhD in nutritional sciences and I have these recipes that necessarily aren't heart healthy, for instance. And just something to keep in mind is that those are definitely more for, pleasure when you want to kind of treat yourself, and I think that it's important to do that from time to time, but also it was listed under comfort foods, and I feel like if you're going to have a comfort food, you're not necessarily always going for healthy. And so I do have a good mix, though, of healthy dishes. I would say right now the majority of my dishes on my website are healthy. And so I always want to, when I can, discuss the health benefits of some of these. So I want to explore the health benefits of this dish and the mental wellness advantages of jazz music, drawing parallels between nourishing our bodies and our souls. So first, the Bebop Bean Salad is a feast for the senses. As we've talked about, it's a powerhouse of nutrition. Beans, of course, the core ingredient, are incredibly healthy. They are rich in protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This makes them excellent for digestive health, blood sugar regulation, so if you have diabetes, and even heart health. And just want to disclaim right now that I am not a medical doctor, so I am just relaying the research to you. And then those colorful bell peppers aren't just for show. I mean, they look pretty, they give you some color in the salad, but they're packed with vitamins A and C, which are known for boosting the immune system and skin health. And let's not forget the onions and the dressing, adding not just a little bit of flavor, but also essential nutrients like vitamin C and healthy fats. Now, let's jazz things up a bit and talk about the health benefits of listening to bebop music. So, studies have shown that listening to music, especially jazz, can have a positive impact on our mental health. It can reduce stress, improve mood, and even enhance cognitive function. Jazz, with its complex rhythms and harmonies, can stimulate the brain, encouraging creativity and relaxation. It's a bit like the diverse ingredients in our salad. Each note, each rhythm in a bebop tune provides a different layer of mental stimulation and relaxation. And also, as a side note, that I didn't even know this when I was doing it, but I normally listen to kind of like lo-fi beat jazz music, like cool jazz music whenever I'm working. My job is fully remote, and whenever I'm just sitting at the computer working, I have jazz music on in the background. And so it's kind of interesting that there's actual research that shows that it's helpful to like be soothing and be great for your mental health. Anyway, the improvisational aspect of bebop jazz can be particularly uplifting. It encourages a sense of spontaneity and freedom, much like experimenting with different ingredients and flavors in the kitchen. And this creative process, whether it's through cooking or enjoying music, can be a form of therapy, helping to alleviate anxiety and boost overall well-being. So as we wrap up today's episode, remember that indulging in a dish like the Bebop Bean Salad, which is on melodicEats.com, while listening to some lively bebop tunes is not just enjoyable, but it's a holistic experience. Again, what I'm all about, what is it that I always say? Multisensory experiences. That's what we're here for, elevating your dining experience. It feeds the body and the mind. It's about embracing the improvisational spirit in both cooking and music and enjoying the health benefits that come along with it. And with that, we come to the end of our journey through the rhythmic flavors of the Bebop Bean Salad and the lively tunes of bebop jazz. I hope you've enjoyed this musical culinary adventure as much as I have, and don't forget to try out this fantastic salad and maybe even get a little jazzy in the kitchen. Until next time, keep your beats tasty and your eats in tune.